All right, so here we go, Facebook family. How's everybody doing out there? And hope you're really enjoying this Sunday evening. I know it's over here in Atlanta, Georgia. It's about in the 20s, and right now it's very chilly. But nevertheless, it's a very quiet and peaceful Sunday evening. So I'm not going to be in here long, guys. I just want to go ahead and just have a conversation with you real brief here. And I want to go ahead and talk to you about the power of commitment. So here we go. Transformation Greatness, along with the Small Business Network podcast, is doing episode 183. And this is going to be on the power of commitment. And do me a favor, guys, if you will. If you catch us on the live, put in the hashtag live, guys, and let me know exactly where you're tuning in from. And if you should happen to catch us on a replay, go ahead and put in the hashtag replay. I was actually trying to get a little bit more lighting here, and I definitely do apologize for that. I'm in the kitchen area, but nevertheless, it's all about the message. And I want to go ahead and start out by basically stating, with 2024, I truly believe that this is the year of really action, the year of show and tell. And throughout this whole entire past week, I've been connecting as far as with like-minded entrepreneurs, individuals, and change agents that are really truly about creating impact. And part of this power series is the power of commitment, ladies and gentlemen, because as you see, in order for you to do anything, there has to be a certain level of commitment. There has to be something in which that you're willing to take a stand on, and that you're willing, as far as for this year, in order to go to the next level, in order to go above and beyond, what does that commitment level look like? So I want to go ahead and discuss with you 3 key areas that I believe can definitely help in terms of the growth of the power of commitment. And before I go ahead and do that, I just want to make shout outs as far as to all those in which I see that are really truly adopting this power of commitment. Such as we have here CEO and founder of the Circle of Love United, Ms. Doreen Wood, aka Oprah, in the house. So welcome. We have Dr. James McConnell doing the same as well, CEO and founder of the Small Business Network. We also have Dr. Tabitha Russell, which is the founder and creator of her brand, as well as she's going to be hosting a special event, the Powerful on Purpose Summit, which is going to be in Columbia, South Carolina. We also have Reverend McCorby as well, which is the CEO and founder of the National Association of Black Defenders. It's going to be hosting as far as the Equal Justice Summit, which is going to be in March. The reason why I mention these individuals, and there's so many more people as well, but each one who had decided and they understand the power of commitment. And with these 3 areas in which we're going to dive into, they pretty much incorporate all 3 of those areas. So the first area, and when I want to talk to you about, the first area is going to be with God or your higher power. When you are ready to make that shift, there has to be a commitment to your higher power, whatever you call your higher power, him, her, they, she, whatever. And with that, it has to be an agreement, a covenant of, if you will, that if you would just allow yourself to be out of equation and really focus on your assignment and your purpose and your destiny. Thus, this will allow for your higher power to activate their supreme power and thus create opportunities and situations and circumstances within you. And this concept, to tell you the truth, you don't even have to be religious or spiritual or anything like that. Trust me, even agnostics or even atheists understand there is something that is deeper than themselves. And so by recognizing that, number one, your higher power, God, whatever you choose, deem be, is first and foremost has to trump that. You have to get in right alignment with that. The reason being because if you do not, whatever that you decide to do in the second area or even third area, it's not going to work out the way in which that you want it to be. Case in point, I can give you stories on top of stories and testimonies on top of testimonies on how I try to do things my way, right? And it didn't come out the way in which they're supposed to. Actually and truly, it was sabotaged by self, right? If I would have recognized this, such as if I just would allow for me to step outside the way and allow for God or my higher power to really do on what they truly wanted to do, then guess how much far longer I would have became. So that's the first area I want you guys to focus on. The second area is to others. When you make a commitment, a powerful commitment, one of the best things in which that you can do, folks, is to really pour yourself into others. What do I mean by that? Case in point, an example. With the Circle of Love United organization, because of the fact that Miss Doreen Wood has decided to allow for that to be God-centered. And with that, because of her acts of service and because of the fact that she's just standing in the gap and serving as a vessel, thus the community has been growing exponentially. Hear me, guys. Been in existence now, going for about 2 years, if I'm not mistaken, possibly a little bit longer. But since then, the organization has grown leaps and bounds. There are men and women that have decided to be a part of the organization because of what it's about, because of what it represents. But that never would have happened, and I apologize as far as with the lighting back and forth, I apologize for that, but that wouldn't have happened if she didn't have an attitude of service and came with the philosophy of how can I be of service to you? How can I get myself out of the way, right, in order to bring value into your life? And by doing so as a form of our acts of service, that's the reason why the organization has grown tremendously. Thus, she has a PR manager. Thus, she has a co-host, right? Thus, she has many different partners and many different things working in the shadows. And that's because she decided to truly be a servant leader. So that's the second area I want you guys to think about in your own business, in your own life, in your own endeavors. And this especially goes for you entrepreneurs that's really creating anything, a product, a service, whatever the case. Have that focus in mind as far as we're really having an attitude of how can I serve others? How can I serve others? How can I see if there is a gap, an issue, a problem, and how can I provide that solution based upon what I have to offer? In addition, if I cannot solve that issue, what people that I know that can be an added benefit and a bonus in their lives? Is that making sense? I really, really hope it does. And the third area in which I really want you guys to go ahead and get is to self. Now, allow me to explain. When you decide with the power of commitment, folks, not only with your higher power, not only as far as to God or whatever you believe in, not only when you have dressed a manner of focusing on individuals, on how you can be of service, how you can be of added value, now the power of commitment comes into yourself. And why I put myself the third phase is because of the fact you have to believe that you are worth it. You have to understand that only you and you alone have the obligation and the responsibility based upon the gifts and talents that have been assigned to you in order to bring value to others. But it is something that within you have to have that self-confidence and belief that everything that you have been equipped with is good enough. I'm going to share something with you guys. I remember in the beginning of my entrepreneurial journey, one of the major hangups in which that I had was that I felt that I wasn't good enough. Because of the fact of the environment in which I was exposed to. I was around individuals that told me I couldn't do it. I was around individuals that told me shut up and be quiet, right? I was dealing with, excuse me, a number of different complexes, especially an inferiority complex, and so many different things in which self-limited beliefs in which that I have adopted that was very difficult for me to understand the mission and assignment that was given to me. And to be quite frank with you, I ran away from that assignment for a long time because internally I just felt and believed that I didn't have on what it takes. I used to use excuses, everything such as, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm black, I came from the project. Look, the list goes on and on and on and on and on. So it was a lot of self-defeating language in which I used. Only until my higher power, and I'm labeled to call him God, Jesus, only when he stepped into being through divine intervention, and even to this day still works on me and lets me know the importance of the mission and the assignment that has been given. So self-confidence is extremely important, because if you're looking to do anything through the power of commitment, you must have that adopted within yourself. It has to be so much to a point that you say no matter what, because things is going to happen, folks. We all know this. We all understand this thing called life, right? Pretty sure I'm speaking to a very mature audience here. We all know things happen, right? Either as far as if you have kids, or as far as with your job, with your home, community, etc. However, the power commitment states that when you are fully invested in your goal, in your assignment, you understand and realize that you have an obligation. And there are no excuses whatsoever, especially in this year, because there are individuals that's going to watch this podcast either now or in the near future, and they're going to need this. By us not working towards fulfilling our calling, our assignment, our gifts, and our talents, it's more of an I focus, and it's more of a selfish mentality. And I know for some that may be hard to grasp, because trust me, pride and ego for years told me, no, it's not like that. You see X, Y, and Z, and A, B, and C. And I was quick to defend, those self-limited beliefs. And as the saying goes, if you fight hard enough to come up with those, then you are entitled to keep those. And thus, that's where the poverty mindset increases. And thus, that's where you stay stagnant, to where basically your gifts and talents now gets diminished to the point now you lose those gifts and talents. Make sense? So in closing, family, I want you all to consider everything in which that I mentioned, and really take in heart, because this is the year of action, and we need for all of you to have gifts, talents, skill sets, to bring that to the marketplace, because there's more than enough room for you. There's more than enough room for opportunities, for partnerships, for relationships. Think of abundance. Think of abundance. If you think $100,000 it is great for the year, bring that up to $500,000 a year. If you think $500,000 is absolutely insane, take it up another notch. About $1 million or $2 million, or even $3 million or $10 million or $20 million. Stretch yourself, family. I will tell you this much. When you think boldly like that, when you put that action in on a daily basis, you will be surprised on how things work in your favor. So this concludes episode 183 of Transformation Greatness, along with the Small Business Network. If you found this to be very valuable, by all means, do me a favor, if you will. If you can tag someone, maybe an organization that needs to hear this, by all means, please feel free to go ahead and share this out as well. I'm always looking as far as to reach a larger audience. If you like how the way I have this set up and you would love to be a guest as far as on the Transformation Greatness along with the Small Business Network podcast, please feel free to reach out to me afterwards and we can definitely talk. We also have radio and TV opportunities as well. So if that's something that you're interested in, we can definitely have a conversation about that. And also, there's some other great things in store that I'm working on the sidelines. If you're interested and want to know more about that, then please feel free to let me know. And also, too, we're always looking here with the Circle of Love United organization of expanding and growing as well. You will love the organization. It is an amazing, safe space of men and women. And we just like to have a great time, give value. There is no judgment, no condemnation whatsoever. I can attest to that as being the PR manager. And I can tell you that Miss Doreen Wood, aka Oprah Infinity, will welcome you with open arms. So if you're interested in that, especially men, holla at your boy. Because the third week of every month, the men's conference is back. And I'm so excited. So, Kings, I'm going to be coming for you. So until then, family, if what I stated on here either motivated, transformed, or inspired at least one person, then may God be the glory, and I take no credit for absolutely none of it. Until then, you're all amazing. Again, I apologize as far as for the brightness and darkness is bouncing in and out, but I hope that this was of value for you. And until the next episode, peace and love. Enjoy your Sunday evening. Thank you. Good night.